Hello, y'all. Hi, Deborah Joy. She always comes online talking about hi, y'all. You know, I'm going to say hi, y'all. I've just spent 5 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 6 days in the Los Angeles area. No, I did no recordings. I got there. I do have a couple of recordings because I went to open mic night with my friend Teresa, and I got some recordings of her singing. That's part of the reason why I wanted to get to LA early. And then yesterday, which was Tuesday the 9th, today's the 10th, and I was in a mastermind. And I've got a couple pictures of our group. I mastermind with a gentleman by the name of James Malinchek. And all right, so I ran out of time on the video. So what I was saying, so I had to delete a bunch of stuff off my phone anyway. But James Malinchek was on ABC's Secret Billionaire. And so he helps people with their speaking careers. So I spent time with him. So now I'm on my way home, and I took this stop at the rest stop and took a bunch of minutes to delete some files from the phone. So it's a little late now. In fact, it's 6 o'clock. I have another 146 miles to go tonight. So that's about 2 hours. So I should be stopping about 8 o'clock in Quartzsite. And so I stopped on Quartzsite on my way here. So I'm going to do it on the way back, try to stay in the same McDonald's lot as I did on the way out. And I've gotten to do a little scouting on where the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous is going to be in January. And that is my next, it'll be my first, I think, long camper trip to meet up with a bunch of other people and meet with the people who really inspired me to do this drive in this manner. Sleeping in my truck, finding ways to have food in my truck, how do I wash up? How do I clean up in this truck? Now, when I have my travel trailer, I don't have to worry about that because everything is self-contained. But I just wanted to see what it was like, see what I would do for parking and where I would park. And I kind of looked for that while I was in LA to see people, but I saw in LA and I didn't take pictures of it because I wanted to keep my eye on the road. There were RVs parked along the road. I saw quite a few vans that I would look at as possibly stealth vans. But there were parking hours on certain roads. So you had to be very careful because they have street cleaning and you had to move and all of that kind of stuff. So it was just an interesting way of doing things. And I know most people with their YouTube channels, they're videotaping everything and all the things they've done and all of that. But I just wanted to talk about it and experience it. So I'm going to stop right now and I am going to get myself back on the road. I've had enough of a break now and get to Quartzsite. And then I may either do an audio recording or I got gained a few minutes as far as video on my phone. And we will do that. Okay? Take care. Bye. Well, I've arrived in Quartzsite, Arizona after the horrible traffic in LA. Don't ever try to leave out of LA early in the afternoon, I should say. It was 2 o'clock. And, I stopped at the grocery store and got some good eats and wound up with a, hour delay, basically. It took an extra hour. So almost 5 hours to drive to Quartzsite. I got here now, and It's nighttime. It's 8:30, and it's pretty busy. Yes, I'm using audio because it uses less space than video on my phone. So until I can get my phone downloaded, no video. And some snapshots. We'll take some pictures. So got in the same spot I was in on the way back. I mean, way up here, up to LA. And instead of facing outwards, I pulled head in, and initially I slept in the front seat and it was kind of uncomfortable, but I wasn't kind of sure. But a weird thing happened. You want to know? I'm sitting there because I wasn't quite sleepy yet, and all of a sudden I see this guy, going between the vehicles, and he comes near my window. He doesn't come all the way up to the window. He's near the front fender, and he looks at me and he says, "Can I pay you to take me to Blythe? I need to get to Blythe." Well, I just got through Blythe on the way coming here. So Blythe is about 18 miles to the west. And I just shook my head no, and he happened to look in the car next to me, and the car window was partly open, and there was a gentleman in there with his seat. He was sleeping in his front seat because I saw him take his driver's seat and lay it all the way back. So he was there, and he looked at him and he just walked away and disappeared. Well, at that moment, I just reached for Penelope. All right. And I'll show you a picture of Penelope. Anyway, and I reached for Penelope and I put her where she was convenient. And so that's, weird. Anyway, but we're good. So, woke up a couple times last night. I thought about that guy, coming to my window. And was I frightened? No, I was not frightened. It was just like curious. Well, I looked over at the guy. He was still laying there asleep, but I happened to look, and he had a shotgun in his back seat, or it looked like a shotgun, near his head in the back seat. And I think the guy looked in that car, and that's why he took off, because the guy had a shotgun showing. Well, kind of thankful for the shotgun, but that also tells me to keep my gun handy. It was handy. I mean, all I had to do was reach down under my seat and get it, but I'm gonna keep it where it's like really handy when I stop at night. But that's the first time I've had something like that happen. Well, I've gotten my coffee at McDonald's now. It is 7:05 on the West Coast, but 9:05 Central Time, and so I'm going to be driving on Central Time from now on, so I get home at a reasonable hour tomorrow, because I'll stop one more time, and I'll plan to stop in the same place I stopped at on the way up, about 132 miles east of El Paso. But I'm going to go fill up now and get on the road. But otherwise, going back, otherwise, it was, I slept really good. I moved from the front seat and laid down in the back seat and just conked out for hours. Take care. Bye. So I'm in New Mexico, and this is the Las Cruces area that I'm looking at, but I'm at the rest stop, and this is really cool. I'm taking a walk down from up above, and they give you ways of, I took a couple other pictures too, so I'll show those. But look, I mean, I like this. Texas, hey, Texas, look, I could come here. I'm making sure there's no any weird animals or anything. Look around this little corner and see. But this one doesn't have a picnic table. But, you know, if you wanted to set up your grill, because it has an open spot there. So if you want to do your grill, but look at this. And dunes, and you can walk, and you can see the city. It's gorgeous. It's, what is it? It's about 7:30, 7:40 Central Time, 6:40 Mountain Time here in New Mexico. I'm almost into Las Cruces. It's probably about another 10 miles, 10, 15 miles. So that's why we can probably see the city there. This is just gorgeous. This is a rest stop. In fact, this building there with the lights right. Okay, I hit the button. Anyway, let me see if I got started again. Right there is the restroom there. But this is really cool. People are sitting and at the thing. I'm not going to photograph them, but these are really nice rest stops. Somebody else has got their camper and they got the door open. And see, over there is another one. So if I pulled up my camper here, I could do that. But really nice spot, and it's raining, so I'm gonna get my buns back in that red truck right there. Get back on my truck and head on in. I want to get past El Paso. I want to get to mile marker 132, which is where I stayed at the McDonald's on my way up here. So that's my plan, which will probably be about 9:30. 2 more hours. I figure 132. I got another, so 150 miles or so. And I'll get to where I want to stay for the night. But I just wanted to share this beautiful rest stop just outside of Las Cruces on the eastbound side. All right. Take care. Okay. Well, it is day 3 of my drive back home, and I am feeling like an expert, almost, maybe. No way near as an expert. I drove from Quartzsite, Arizona, and I stopped several times. Took those pictures here of the rocks and the boulders and things. This was a roadside stop about 100 or so miles, 150 miles east of Quartzsite, and I got my little 98-cent shoe thing and put water in it at the rest stop and get all washed up, you know, got butt naked and washed my entire body, rinsed it off, went to get dressed because I thought I had put some leggings and a top in my bag, and I go to pull it out. I had the top, and what I thought was the leggings was another top, so I had to put on my dress from the day before and then go to the car. And then I found some jeans and got in the back seat of the truck, back seat of the truck, and changed my clothes. That was funny. Anyway, but so enjoying this trip. I'm glad it's the last day, but I stopped in Wilcox, Arizona, near Bowie. And you know how I was really disappointed that the winery in Bowie was closed? Well, stopped in Wilcox, stopped at this one. Um, and this is pictures of it, and it had it was an old bank. I sat there for about an hour, almost hour and a half, talking with the gentleman, and I sampled 4 wines and wound up buying one. This is one of the ones this is the one I bought, and then left there, and I wasn't going to go to another one. I figured I'd wasted enough time, but on the way out of town, on the business 10, I found the one that the woman at the Chamber of Commerce told me about first. So I went there, and guess what? The owner from the original winery, this was theirs. I said that's why I had to stop there. So I wound up buying 3 bottles there. And then I finally, after about 2 hours, got back on the road, and I got to Van Horn about 10 o'clock at night, and got into my spot about 11. Went to McDonald's, got something to eat, something to drink, and then got in my spot about 11. So back on the road at 8:30, and hopefully 10 hours, 8 hours, whatever, so 10 plus 8 is 18, so it's like 6:30. So I'll plan 8 o'clock p.m. of arriving back home.